Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin Shoemaker and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Bank and Ryan Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vidstem Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Auto Collision Specialist, auto body repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine in Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, see broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Next Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vidstem Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected. Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin Shoemaker and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Bank and Ryan Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vidstem Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Auto Collision Specialist, auto body repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine in Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, see broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Next Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vidstem Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected. Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin Shoemaker and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Bank and Ryan Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vidstem Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Auto Collision Specialist, auto body repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine in Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, see broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Next Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitstum Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected. Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin Shoemaker and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Bank and Ryan Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vitstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carico Implements, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to
And welcome in to Henderson, Minnesota, site of one of two locations for the Central Plains American Legion Division II baseball tournament here in Minnesota. Jonathan Swigert, along with our studio producer and engineer Britt Swigert, along with Harrison Brent from Eagle Communication Television, as well as we are just about set to get this one underway on a little bit of a cool and overcast day here from Henderson, Minnesota. The other site will be Le Sueur, which is just down the road as well, and that's where the Monarchs will play this afternoon in Game 2 of pool play, as we are just about set to get this one underway. The starting lineups for the Monarchs, 25-2. They'll be the visitors on the scoreboard here. So the lineup will look like this. Liam Stoltz will be the starting center fielder and lead it off. Jared Vitstum is batting number 2. He's in left. Ryan Shippers is at first base, and he'll bat third. Justin Pfeiffer gets the start, a designated hitter once again. He'll be in the number 4 spot with Brady Worth at third in the number 5 hole. Batting 6th is Jordan Gottschalk at second. Chase Romy, the catcher, bats 7th. Ryan Reuter, the right fielder, bats 8th. And then Ricky Hockett is the shortstop, and he hits in the number 9 spots. That's a look at the Monarchs for the Post 2 Rams out of Las Vegas, Nevada. They're the Rancho Post 8 Rams. They are the Nevada State Silver Champions, and they are 25-2 on the summer. And so we'll get you the starting lineups for those here in just a little bit, but we can tell you a little bit about the starting pitcher for this team, the Rams out of Las Vegas. He will go with, we'll get that here in just a minute. It'll be Anthony Becerra. So he's the starting pitcher, the lefty. As we'll see, Stoltz, Vidstum, and Shippers do open the Monarch half of the first inning. So thanks for having us aboard here on an early morning start for the Monarchs. Their first of two games. They'll play again this afternoon against Moose Lake out of Minnesota. That will be the second game of pool play this afternoon. And then we have to wait for these two teams, Moose Lake and Rancho, post 8, the Rams to play each other in their pool game tomorrow. So the first pitch is going to be flied down the first base line, just in fair territory. The second baseman will go over and make the play for out number 1. So on the first pitch of the ball game, Monarchs have that first out, as Williams was the one who went over to make that catch. So one down here in the Monarch half of the first inning. Bring up Jared Vidstum for the Monarchs. Vidstum, one of the Monarchs' hottest hitters in that state tournament out there in Colby. And the first pitch from Becerra is going to be called a ball. And so Vidstum will work ahead here in the count. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll miss low and get away from the catcher. And so Monarchs with a number 2 hitter, Jared Vidstum, with one down here. Waits on that 2-0 pitch, and that will be in there for a strike. So 2 on the count. Mentioned Vidstum hit .385 in the state tournament. Was 5 of 13 as a pitch is in there for a strike. So that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ryan Shippers, the Monarch first baseman, waiting in the on-deck circle. That's the 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball that's going to be lined into right field for a base hit. So Jared Vidstum continues his hot play this summer with a 1-out single, as the Monarchs have one on here for Ryan Shippers. Shippers, the Monarchs' first baseman, struggled a little bit in the state tournament, just .231, but he did have a big double in the game against Donovan County that ended up helping the Monarchs onto that victory. Here's the first pitch to the first baseman, Ryan Shippers, and that is in there for strike number 1 from Anthony Becerra, left-handed starter for this Rancho post 8 Rams team, with Vidstum leading from first. That pitch will miss it. It evens the count on a ball and a strike. Monarchs in their typical navy blue jerseys with the gray pants. Rams in their light jerseys with the gray pants. One down here, so we play in the top of the first inning. Monarchs with the runner on. A little slow breaking ball. It'll bounce away from the catcher. And that allows Vidstum to take second. So on the wild pitch, Jared Vidstum will advance to second base. Good start here for the Monarchs with one down as Shippers head of the count, 2 balls and a strike with 1 out. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That's hammered into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It gets past the center fielder, and the Monarchs will score first on the RBI single for Ryan Shippers. And then he'll go to second on the air by the center fielder. And so the Monarchs jump out ahead here and lead the Rams 1-0, and that'll bring up the designated hitter Justin Pfeiffer with the Monarchs. Good start here, leading a 1-0 after the RBI single by Ryan Shippers. He drives in run number 30 on the summer. He's out there at second. The first pitch to Pfeiffer, the designated hitter, is going to be called a ball. So good start here for the Monarchs. As their half of the first inning, they jump out to a 1-0 lead. Thanks to that single by Vidstum. He then went to second on the wild pitch, as this one is low. And so 2 balls and no strikes here to the designated hitter, Justin Pfeiffer. He was 6 of 10 in that state tournament. Had a couple of runs driven in, scored 4 times, walked a pair of times as well. Shippers will lead out there from second. He's on after the RBI single, and here's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Now Shippers caught off the base, and the throw down to third will get Ryan Shippers. Pfeiffer will reach on the fielder's choice, but now there's 2 down in the inning, and that'll bring up Braden Worth, the Monarch third baseman. Worth 5 of 12 in the state tournament. He waits on that first pitch. Pfeiffer will lead from first, and the ball's going to bounce away from the catcher, and the Monarchs will have a runner out there at second on the passed ball. So the third time of the ball game already here in the Monarch half of the first inning. They've had a runner out there at second. Shippers unfortunately caught off on the fielder's choice. Jared Vitztum came around to score. So 1-0. That's in there for a strike to Braden Worth. Worth hitting .305 on the summer. He scored at least 1 run in 9 of his last 10 games. He's been on base and scoring runs for the Monarchs this summer. Here's a little breaking ball rolled back up the middle. Second baseman with a good backhand stab and the throw on in a time, at that time by Williams. He makes a nice play, but the Monarchs get a run across in their half of the first inning. Lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the inning. This is Hayes Monarch Baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance Agents and Shoemaker and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Visit Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carico Implements, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, family serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
Monarchs get a run in their half of the first inning. Get a couple on and strand one. They lead 1-0. And the Monarchs will turn to their left-handed number 1. It's Cameron Schmidt making his 7th start of the summer, including a pair of starts in that state tournament in which he defeated Marysville and also had a win over Iola. Of course, Iola qualified for the Central Plains Division II tournament as well by finishing runner-up in the state of Kansas. So the Monarch lefty Cameron Schmidt with a 4-1 record, a 1.40 ERA, will face Anthony Guzman, the center fielder, to lead off. And the first pitch a little bit low to Guzman. We'll see Guzman up. He'll be followed by Jimmy Gamboa as that pitch is in there for a strike, even the count at 1-1. And Kagan Kennedy will be the number 3 hitter for the Rams. The 1-1 pitch from Schmidt. He bounced it up there, and he falls behind 2 balls and no strikes. He did struggle a little bit with his command, walking 7 in those 2 appearances in the state tournament, and that one a little bit high as well. And so he falls behind the leadoff hitter, Guzman, 3 balls and a strike. Schmidt, the lefty, into the windup on a 3-1 pitch, and he's going to lose the leadoff hitter. So Guzman will earn a walk to lead off the bottom of the first. That'll bring up Jimmy Gamboa. Gamboa, the third baseman for the Rams. 25-2 for the Rams. As that first pitch from Schmidt misses a little bit low and outside as well. Trying to find his rhythm here early on as he falls behind the first 2 hitters he's faced. His quick pickoff move over, and Guzman back easily. Monarchs infield with Romy. Chase once again behind the plate. Schmidt's battering battery mates as another throw over back in time. Shippers on it, Shippers is the first baseman with Gottschalk at second, Ward on at third, and the shortstop is Ricky Hocketis. Schmidt long look over to first, and now he'll come to plate, and that's going to be pulled foul down that first base line. Outfield for the Monarchs has Vidstum, Reuter, and Vidstum, Stoltz, and Reuter from left to center respectively. Schmidt even on the count now at 1-1 He'll come to the plate to Gamboa, and that'll be on the outside part of the plate for strike number 2. So 1-2 count to Jimmy Gamboa. He's the Rams' third baseman with a runner on at first. Schmidt will come to the plate. Little breaking ball that misses up in the zone. So the count even here at 2-2. Monarchs leading 1-0. They strike in their half of the first inning. Schmidt with a 2-2 runner going, and another foul ball down the first base line as Gamboa out in front of that one. And Guzman will go back to first base. He's on with a leadoff walk for Schmidt. That was walk number 14 on the summer. Another quick throw over, and back in time again is Guzman. With Kennedy waiting in the on-deck circle. Schmidt will come to the plate. Another breaking ball for strike number 3. Cut on and missed. And so one down here in the inning on a strikeout for Cameron Schmidt, number 29 on the summer. As Kagan Kennedy will step to the plate here. Another left-handed hitter for the Rams against the Monarch lefty Cameron Schmidt. Runner going from first, cut on and missed. Here's a throw down by Romy, and not in time as Guzman's going to take second on the stolen base. And so now the Rams have a runner out at scoring position with one down here in the first inning. Schmidt ahead here, no balls and a strike. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be fouled back to the fence. So 0-2 the count from Cameron Schmidt to Kagan Kennedy. Kennedy, the right fielder for the Rams. Monarchs with that 1-0 lead. Schmidt with one down. He'll come to the plate on a breaking ball. And they say a foul trip. And it was caught by Romy behind the plate. So that's going to be out number 2 on the strikeout on the foul tip. So 2 down now on the second strikeout on the foul tip, that time for Cameron Schmidt. And now we'll see the catcher, Miguel Oliserio, for the Rams, as that one is high. And Guzman still on at second base as he got a leadoff walk. Schmidt tried to walk around that here in the first inning. The Monarchs 1-0 lead. He'll come to the plate. This one is going to be fouled back at a play. So Schmidt evens the count here at a ball and a strike. Monarchs leading 1-0. Schmidt will come to the plate here on a 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be in the dirt. So it's 2 balls and a strike. Schmidt and his opponent's hitting at just 2.05 against him this summer. Got 1.40 ERA. Come to the plate with this one. Going to be grounded back up the middle. Shortstop Hockett ranges to his left to get it. And he'll throw on in time. So the Rams get a runner on, but Schmidt able to work around him. The Monarchs lead 1-0 after 1. This is Monarch Baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine in Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Real Estate Broker Owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets for woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Next Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitston Decorating Center. Quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. Make Hayes. We're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive. Proud to serve and support local teams. Kenner Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company. See us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications. Our community connected.
Monarchs leading 1-0 as we head here to the top half of the second inning. Monarch American Legion Baseball brought to you by Sprezer Auto Care, Shelter Insurance Agent Dustin Shoemaker and Todd Keller. Truck Equipment and Toys for Trucks, Scott Downing and the staff at Western Beverage, and the CPAs at Adams, Brown, Barron, and Ball. Monarchs will have second baseman Jordan Gottschalk to lead it off. They lead 1-0 after getting an RBI single from Ryan Shippers back in the first inning that scored Jared Vitstum. So it'll be Gottschalk, Romy, and Ryan Reuter. It's the 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Monarchs. Gottschalk, is hit in 5 of his last 6 games. As that first pitch is in there for a strike. So the Monarchs leading 1-0, get a good start to the ball game, and then Schmidt in his half of the inning works around a leadoff walk. Here's a little breaking ball, slow roller that's going to get past the diving third baseman all the way out into left field, and so Jordan Gottschalk has a leadoff single for the Monarchs. Bring up Chase Romy, and Romy had a heck of a tournament. He was just 2 for 11, but he scored in 4 straight, and he was on base in every game. Hit 276 on the summer. So with a runner on, Gottschalk at first. Romy to the plate. The Monarchs leading 1-0. First pitch is in there for a strike from Becerra. Monarchs trying to add to their 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. Working against Rancho, post 8. It's the Rams. That pitch will miss low and inside. So the count even here at a ball and a strike to the Monarch pitcher. And the number 7 hitter, Chase Romy. Right-handed hitting catcher for the Monarchs, with Gottschalk leading at first after the single. And Romy cuts and misses at a pitch that a little bit outside, and so now the count runs to a ball and 2 strikes as we play here in the top half of the second inning. Monarchs leading 1-0. Lefty Becerra will come to the plate, and a strikeout for Romy as he chased that one up and out of the zone. And so 1 down here in the Monarch half of the second inning, with Ryan Reuter, the right fielder, up next for the Monarchs. Reuter 4 of 11 on the tournament, hitting for the state tournament, rather, hitting .236. Quick check over there on Gottschalk, and he's back head first. Gottschalk on after that leadoff single. 1 down for Monarch outfielder Reuter. Righty waits for the first pitch from Becerra, and that'll miss away. Ricky Hockett waits in the on-deck circle for the Monarchs. Reuter drove in 3 runs and scored a pair of times in that AA Kansas State tournament. Here's the breaking ball from Becerra that'll miss up. And so the count is 2 balls and no strikes to the Monarch number 8 hitter, Ryan Reuter. Monarchs leading 1-0. Becerra will come set, lefty to the plate, and that'll miss away. It's a little bit up in the zone, and so Reuter in a good spot here ahead. 3 balls and no strikes. 1 out in the inning. And Gottschalk on after that leadoff single. Becerra to the plate, taking all the way as Reuter, and that's in there for a strike. Now the throw. Bounce back to the pitcher, but Gottschalk going nowhere over there at first base. Reuter hitting .236 on the summer. There's the pitch, 3-1, fouled back and out of play. So now the count works full at 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 down in the inning. See if maybe Gottschalk is running, trying to stay out of the double play here. Lefty Becerra will come set. Looking over at Gottschalk, and now he's running, and Reuter will poke this one back up the middle. And so a one-out single by Gottschalk is followed up by a one-out single by Ryan Reuter. They sandwich that strikeout by Chase Romy, and so they've got runners at first and second for the number 9 hitter, Ricky Hockett. And part of the tournament there in Colby, Hockett was probably the hottest Monarch. He ended up driving in a couple of runs in 2 games, including what ended up being the difference in a 3-2 victory over Donovan County as he goes after the first pitch and swings and misses at that first offering. Hockett, 287 on the summer, but hit 555 in the tournament. Here's a fake throw back to second as Gottschalk dives back in again. Hockett is hitting 3 of 4, has an RBI in 3 of his last 4 games. Pitch from Becerra to Hockett is in there for a strike. Hockett, the number 9 hitter for the Monarchs, quickly falls behind here. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Runners at first and second as Gottschalk and Reuter lead from first and second. And that pitch is going to be called a ball. Fans thought that was in there for strike 3, but Hockett is able to take on a close pitch. Just 1 down here in the inning. And we get a timeout at home plate taken by Ricky Hockett. Hockett then double state tournament, drove in 5 runs, scored a run and walked a couple of times. So he waits on the pitch from Becerra. That's going to be fouled back and out of play, so the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. With a couple of runners on here for the Monarchs, they lead 1-0. Runner and Gottschalk out there at second base in scoring position. He's out in front of this one. Will pull it into left field, but ranging over to make the play is Baker. And so now 2 down for the Monarchs. Hockett got a pretty good piece of that one, but will fly out for out number 2. And we'll go back to the top of the order for Liam Stoltz, the Monarchs leadoff hitter, with 2 down here in the inning. Hockett, a pretty good piece of that one, just right at left fielder Baker for out number 2. So Monarchs with runners at first and second. Liam Stoltz up now, and he'll pop this one up again down the first base line. That's going to get out into right field along the line, and a couple of flyouts for Liam Stoltz. That'll put it into the Monarch thread here in the second. We head to the bottom of the second with the Monarchs leading 1-0. This is Monarchs baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin Shoemaker and Todd Keller, proud to support Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Bacon Reiner Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vitstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, family serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
Leading off the bottom of the second for the Rams.
Monarchs American Legion Baseball brought to you in part by Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, Romy Agency, Vitstum Commercial Flooring, Home Steel Siding and Windows of Hayes, and APAC of Hayes. Monarchs leading 1-0 as Cameron Schmidt back out there for inning number 2. And going after the first pitch is Williams, the second baseman for the Rams, as Darian Williams falls behind here. 2 balls and a strike to the Monarch left-handed starter. Cameron Schmidt out there, and another good pitch from Cameron Schmidt. He's ahead now, no balls and 2 strikes to Williams. He's the number 5 hitter out there at second base for the Rams. Here's the 0-2, a breaking ball that bounced up there. So the count will stay So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still Schmidt with the favorable down here. On the 1-2, another breaking ball. This is going to be rolled slowly over to second. Gottschalk can't field it. That was going to be a close play over there. On an error by Gottschalk, Williams will get on base. Gottschalk had a long way to go to get that one. Kind of a slow roller. Would have been a close play over there, but couldn't quite come up with it. And so I'll give Gottschalk an error on the play, and that'll bring up Leighton Walls, first baseman for the Rams, as they get the leadoff man on for the second inning in a row. A throw over, Schmidt got him. Good pickoff by Cameron Schmidt as they caught Adarian Williams leaning over there, and so a pickoff at first for Cameron Schmidt, and there's one down here in the inning. So good way to erase the leadoff man here in the second. Here's a line drive. That's going to get down for a base hit out there into right center field. It'll roll all the way to the fence, and then the runner slipped trying to round first, and maybe a little banged up as well for Walls. He took a big turn over there at first and kind of got up a little gimpy that time. So fortunately for Williams, he had a sure double as he drove that one all the way to the wall out there as the wind begins to pick up a little bit here. A cloudy day on a cool day as well here in Minnesota. And now we get a timeout called at home plate by Brendan Hedge. He's the designated hitter. The first pitch from Cameron Schmidt is in there for a strike. So Schmidt ahead here in the count of Hedge. And another good pitch as he's out in front of that one. And so the Monarchs starter, Cameron Schmidt, ahead in the count here. 0 balls and 2 strikes. The runner on at first. It's Braden Hedge. Waits on the 0-2. And called strike 3 for the third strikeout of the ball game for Cameron Schmidt. There are 2 outs now in the inning. And that'll bring up the shortstop for the Rams, David Armbula. It's the number 8 hitter. 2 down now in the inning. Schmidt, quick look over to first, and Armbula goes after the first one he sees. It's out in front of that one and pulls it foul down the left field line. Monarchs get a run across their half of the first inning. Threaten in their half of the second inning. Still lead 2-0 as the Rams out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Batting here in their half of the second. A little off-speed pitch. Took something off of that one, and it's in there for strike number 2. So Cameron Schmidt ahead here, 0 balls and 2 strikes as he works to the number 8 hitter for the Rams. Arambula, fastball going to be chopped, flied deep into left center field. That's going to get over Vitstum's head out there and roll all the way to the warning track. They're waving around the runner, and then they put on the brakes at third. Quick throw, not in time. That's going to be a 2-out double. As that time, Arambula went up in the zone and chopped that one into a deep left center field. And that one got all the way to the warning track out there. Is now runners at second and third on the 2-out double for Arambula, and that'll bring up Chase Baker, the left fielder. A chance here for the Rams to tie this ball game, maybe take the lead. He goes after the first pitch and swings and misses at the first offering from Schmidt. Cameron had to work out of a jam back in the first, trying to do it again here in the second inning, and he's quickly ahead now as Baker swings and misses over that one, so he's quickly ahead here. 1 balls and 2 strikes. With a couple of runners on, Schmidt will come set, and the 0-2 pitch, a curveball blocked up nicely by Romy. And to keep that one right near home plate by Romy was a good play with a runner down there at third. The Monarchs leading 1-0. Romy with a good play behind the plate. Schmidt will shake off Romy and then come to the plate here on the 1-2. It's going to be fouled back and out of play. So we'll do it over again. It's Baker, left fielder. Bats here with 2 outs. Bottom half of the second inning. Monarchs lead 1-0. They got their run in the first. Couple of runners on here for the Rams. Schmidt comes set. Here's the pitch, and he struck him out. So he ends up striking out 2 and working out of a jam here in the second. Monarchs lead 1-0 as we head to the top of the third. This is Hayes Monarchs baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. See broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planning Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Next Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vidston Decorating Center. Quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. GL Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Hayes Monarch Baseball brought to us in part by Carico Implements in Hayes, Boyd, and Ellsworth. Daylight Donuts on 8th Street. Advanced Insulation and Coatings. And AccuSpray owner Jeremy Zorn. Monarchs with their 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up in this half of the third inning. Jared Vidstum already 1 for 1 with a single. Scored on the Ryan Shippers single back in the first inning. The first pitch from McCara misses up. So Vidstum ahead here in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Vidstum with that single got everything going for the Monarchs. He scored the game's only run. It's the 1-0 pitch. Off-speed pitch that's going to be low and inside. And so Vidstum here in a good spot at 2 balls and no strikes. So Monarchs trying out of their 1-0 lead. And Vidstum taking all the way. And that's going to be in there for a strike with Shippers and Pfeiffer due up for the Monarchs. Vidstum now hit in 3 straight games after that single back in the first inning, and he'll foul this one back and out of play. So the count even up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 Monarchs with the lead here. As Becerra, the lefty, will come set on the 2-2 pitch. And Vidstum will reach out and lift this one foul down the right field line, but right along the fence. And so he'll stay alive here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Monarchs threatened back in the second. Couldn't get anybody across, but still lead 1-0 as we play here on the top of the third inning. Kira, long look in. Now he'll come out of the windup on the 2-2 pitch, and Vidstum again just fouling this one out of play. Down that left field line. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Monarchs with their second pool game at 1:30 this afternoon. That'll be in LeSueur, and it'll be against Moose Lake, Minnesota. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Vidstum again with a pop-up into foul territory. This one closer to the line, and a good effort by the second baseman, Williams, but can't haul it in, and so it'll still be a 2-2 count as Vidstum in a pretty good battle here with the lefty Becerra trying to get something going for the Monarchs. Monarchs 27-7 on the summer. Won their first ever Kansas AA championship. Qualify for this Central Plains Regional. Winner of this one considered the AA national champions. Here's a line drive that's going to get into right field for a base hit. And then the right fielder, Kennedy, almost lost that one, but a 2-for-2 day for Jared Vidstum as he's got a leadoff single here in this third inning, and that'll bring up Ryan Shippers, a Monarchs first baseman, who's also got a single. He drove in Vidstum on that RBI single back in the first inning. Shippers had a 2-hit day and a good battle as he fouled off a number of pitches. got his pitch and drove it out into left field for a base hit as Bakira's slow breaker catches the inside part of the plate, and Bakira ahead of Ryan Shippers, the Monarch first baseman. No balls and a strike. Shippers picked off on the fielder's choice off a second. Back in the second inning, and now the ball gets away from the catcher. Vidstum is running, and he's in there on what will end up being a passed ball as it got away from the catcher. And so for the second time in this ball game, Jared Vidstum off and running on a pitch that got away from the catcher. Last time it was a wild pitch. This time it'll be a passed ball as Vidstum takes second, and so he's out in scoring position to begin for Ryan Shippers, who's got that 1-1 count. So runner at scoring position. Last time it was a breaking ball. Will miss inside to Shippers. Last time Ryan was able to drive it out there into center field, and the ball out into right center field. He got away from the center fielder, allowed him to go to second. As that one will miss inside as well. And so now Shippers ahead here in the count. 3 balls and a strike with nobody down. Top half of the third inning. Kara with the long look at second. Here's a long drive that's going to get down for a base hit in left center field. Vidstum will round third, and he's going to come in and score on the second RBI single of the ball game for Ryan Shippers. And the Monarchs take a 2-0 lead. So the top of the Monarch order producing early in this ball game. As both times here in the first and now third inning, it's been Jared Vidstum getting on with a single, and then Ryan Shippers driving him home. So we're going to have a meeting out on the mound as we'll have Justin Pfeiffer come to the plate for the Monarchs, leading 2-0 on a couple of RBI singles in the ball game for Ryan Shippers. Monarch Legion Baseball brought to us apart by Farmers Insurance Agent Travis Adams, Jeff Pinckney Accounting of Ellis Hayes, Kevin Shoemaker Construction, Aflac Insurance Agent Sean Schwartz, and Teal's Trucks. Remaining at the mound over. The Monarchs with nobody down here in their half of the third inning, leading 2-0. Bakira, the lefty, back out there. He'll face Justin Pfeiffer, the Monarchs' designated hitter. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. Bakira will come to the plate, and that'll miss low. So Justin Pfeiffer ahead in the count here, 1 ball and no strikes. Pfeiffer riding a 4-game hit streak coming into the tournament here, the regional, and he'll be out in front of this one and pop it up on the infield. Williams, the second baseman, will make the play to retire Justin Pfeiffer for the first out of the Monarch half of the third inning. With Braden Worth up next. Braden 0 for 1. He grounded out to Williams at second. Back in the first inning, that was a ground out to end the inning in the first. As Worth on the first pitch, bounced up there. Good block behind the plate by Eleuserio. Shippers will stay at first base. Monarchs leading 2-0. Get a run across on the RBI single for Ryan Shippers. He leads off of first base with 1 down here in the Monarch half of the inning. A foul ball was Worth, just barely got a piece of that one. This goes back to the screen. Braden Worth, 3:05 coming into the tournament. 0 for 1 in this ball game so far. Now 5 of 13 on the postseason. And he'll chase a pitch up in the zone and foul tip it into the catcher's glove for strike number 2. So it's a ball and 2 strikes. Monarch cleanup hitter, designated hitter Justin Pfeiffer waits on the 1-2. He'll chop this one to the shortstop. Armbulo will field it onto Williams at second, and they get the double play to erase the Monarchs here in the third inning. But Hayes gets a run across, lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. This is Hayes Monarchs Baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin Shoemaker and Tommy Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units in the lot ready for you. Aiken Ryan Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Fitzdom Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carico Implements, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
We head to the bottom of the third inning. Monarchs leading 2-0 here as we play here in the bottom of this third inning. Monarchs back in that last inning got a run across on a couple of hits, but again stranded, actually the double play into the inning. So the Monarchs still leading here 2-0 as we head here to the bottom of the third inning, and we'll see the leadoff hitter Anthony Guzman to lead it off for the Rams, and he goes after the first pitch and will foul this one back and out of play with Jimmy Gamboa and Keegan Kennedy due up here for the Rams. Schmidt ahead here in the count, no balls and a strike. Will bounce a breaking ball up there for ball number one. So it evens the count here at 1 ball and 1 strike. Of course, this will be one of 2 pool play games for the Monarchs. The second one will be in Le Sueur this afternoon, as this one by Guzman pulled into right field, and Reuter will make the play. Started in and had to go back and went to his left a bit to make that play, but pretty good catch out there for Ryan Reuter. So 1 down as the leadoff man here in the third. Guzman flies out to right field. So 1 down, that'll bring up Jimmy Gamboa, the third baseman for the Rams. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The breaking ball drops in there nicely from Cameron Schmidt, who has 3, make it 4 strikeouts in the ball game. Through now 2 1/3, and that one will miss away, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Had to work out of some trouble back in the first. Runner out there at second, left was at second and third last inning, and now Gamboa holds on a check swing up in the zone, and so it'll even the count at a ball and a strike. The number 2 hitter, Gamboa at third for the Rams. Schmidt, the dart, that time on the outside part of the plate to even the count, or rather run the count at a ball and 2 strikes, with Kennedy up next. Number 3 hitter for the Rams. 1-2, cut on and missed. And that is strikeout number 5 in the ball game for Cameron Schmidt. And there are quickly 2 down here in the Ram half of the third inning, with Keegan Kennedy up next. And we're actually going to have, I believe, a pitch hitter. It'll be Ulysses Verdugo hitting for Kennedy. So a pitch hitter for the Rams will be Verdugo with 2 down in this third inning. Verdugo, a right-handed hitter, as he steps in and waits for the first pitch from Schmidt, and Cameron delivers on a first pitch strike. Retired the first 2 hitters he's faced, including a strikeout of Gamboa a minute ago. And here's a grounder to Hockett. No range, and had it pop away from him. So he went to his right, and so that'll be an error on Hockett at short. And so a 2-out error will bring up the catcher, Miguel Alicio, rather, will come up here. So catcher Alicio with now 2 down after the error on the Monarch shortstop. At first is Verdugo, and Schmidt misses on that first offering to Alicio. Routed out to Hockett back in the first inning for out number 3. Schmidt will deliver on this pitch, and that's in there for a strike. So Cameron evens the count here at 1 ball and a 1 strike. No runs across here for the Rams. Monarchs lead 2-0. 2 outs, bottom half of the third inning. Schmidt will come to the plate on a pitch that misses low and inside. And it's 2 balls and a strike to the Rams catcher, Syria. Runner first is Verdugo. Schmidt, the long look over there, will come to the plate. And Elisario pops this one up on the infield. Hockett will call off everybody at short and make the play. So 1 on here for the Rams, but that's the erased by another good inning for Cameron Schmidt. Monarchs leading 2-0 as we head to the top of the 4th. This is Hayes Monarchs Baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, see broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinet and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Next Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholtz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vidston Decorating Center. Quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Enemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Monarchs will have their 6, 7, 8 hitters due up in the top half of the 4th inning. Jordan Gottschalk, Chase Romy, and Ryan Reuter all due up for the Monarchs, who lead 2-0. Got a runner back in the first on an RBI single for Ryan Shippers. Jared Fitztum came in to score after singling in that first inning, and then back in the third, pretty much a carbon copy for the Monarchs as Vidstum reached on a single, went to second. This time it was on a passed ball, and then came in to score on the Ryan Shippers RBI single. So the Monarchs with Gottschalk up, will be followed by Romy and Reuter. First pitch from Becerra is a ball, and so Gottschalk now a pitch that's in there for a strike, and so it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Gottschalk go for, or rather 1 for 1 in the ball game. Had a single back in that second inning, but was stranded at third. Here's a foul tip on a pitch that was low, and so the count is now a ball and 2 strikes. So the Monarch second baseman Jordan Gottschalk. Pitch from Becerra misses up in the zone. Here's the delivery from Becerra, and Gottschalk will foul this one back, and it will get out of play right behind the Rams dugout down the first base line. Gottschalk now the base hit in 6 of his last 7 games after that single back in the second inning. Breaking ball, that's going to be driven into center field, and a good running catch for out number 1 as Guzman out there into right center field, tracked it down for out number 1. I'll bring up the Monarch catcher, Chase Romy.
Now batting number 3, Chase Romy.
Ryan Reuter due up. Romy struck out back in the second inning, and now a little timeout on the field, and looks like we're ready to go. Becerra, the lefty, into the windup. First pitch to Romy, misses up in the zone. Monarchs leading 2-0 here in their first of 2 pool play games today. Becerra, the lefty, into the windup, and that one's in there for a strike. So the count even to the Monarch catcher at 1-1 as Chase Romy 0 for 1 in the ball game. And that'll go up in the zone. And so 2 balls and a strike with Ruder in the on-deck circle. Few of them can find a way on. Ricky Hockett, the number 9 hitter, will be up. Is that one in there for a strike from McCarran? So the count even here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down, Monarch half of this 4th inning. They lead 2-0. And that's a pretty good pitch from McCarran, but borderline called a ball, and so the count will run full here at 3 balls and 2 strikes with Romy, right-handed hitting catcher, waits on the 3-2. He'll foul it back to the fence, right behind home plate. And so it'll remain 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carry into the windup on the full count pitch, and it's called strike 3. So Romy down on strikes for the second time in the ball game, and there's 2 outs in the Monarch half of the 4th. That'll bring up Ryan Ruder. The Monarchs leading here 2-1. Ruder singled back in the 2nd inning. Waits on the pitch from Bakira. One's a ball. So Ruder ahead here in the count, of ball and 2 strikes. Lefty McCarry into the windup on the 1 ball, no strike count. And so it's 2 balls and no strikes. Is that one called a little bit low for Ryan Ruder? Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's a breaking ball that's laid in there for a strike. And so 2 balls and a strike. Ruder 1 for 4 in that game against Iola in the championship game. That pitch from Bakira is in there for a strike. It evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 down here to the Monarch number 8 hitter, Ryan Ruder. Here the lefty, on 2-2. Ruder will chop this one down the third base, and the third baseman, Gamboa, didn't have any shot out of it as that one was hit slow enough that it was going to roll slowly to third as we feel a little bit of a drizzle, raindrops every once in a while try to start to fall here this morning. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Ricky Hockett. After that infield single for Ryan Ruder. The first pitch to Hockett is inside and low. And Ricky Hockett, the shortstop, ahead here in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Hockett flied out to left center field his last time up. Breaking ball, and that one is low, and so now Hockett ahead here in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 to Hockett. He's taking, and that's in there for a strike. So 2-1 here with 2 down. Ryan Ruder, for that infield single, leads at first. 2 down in the Monarch half of the inning. And this is going to be a fly ball to center field as Guzman will range to its right and make the play. So the Monarchs get a runner aboard, but can't do anything with it. Still lead 2-0. We'll head here to the bottom of the 4th. This is Hayes Monarchs baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. See broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Next Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vidston Decorating Center. Quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Monarchs leading at 2-0. And the Rams will lead it off with the second baseman, Darian Williams, and the first pitch from Cameron Schmidt, a little bit low. Williams will be followed by Walls and Hedge due up for the Rams here. Another pitch that misses low. from Cameron Schmidt. The wind again begins to pick up just a little bit here. And here comes the pitch from Schmidt on the 2-0. And so he's going to fall behind Darian Williams. 3 balls and no strikes.
Bringing to the bottom of the 5th, Wisconsin Dells 4, Robinson, North Dakota 2.
And here comes the pitch that's going to be in there for a strike. And so it's 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch from Schmidt here on the 3-1, and he's going to give up a leadoff walk to Williams. So the Rams get a runner on here to lead it off. Got a update from the other location here that saw Wisconsin, the Dells, lead. There's a throw over by Schmidt back in time. The team out of North Dakota, Washington 4-2. Also believe they are dealing with some rain over there. Just a little bit south of us as the pitch is called low, and so Schmidt will fall behind the first baseman Walls. 1 ball and no strikes, and it is now raining, we understand, in our in the other location over there in the sewer, and that's about a little bit south of here. So I understand there's a chance of rain throughout much of the day today. Hopefully it'll pass on by. This is going to be flied into right center field. That's going to get all the way to the wall and down for a base hit. Reuter will cut it off and get it in quickly. And so that's going to be a double for Leighton Walls. He's got a 2-hit day, and now runners at second and third for the Rams with nobody down. As Schmidt now laboring a little bit here into this fourth. Monarchs lead 2-0, but the tying run will be out there with second with nobody down. And we'll have Brayden Hedge, the designated hitter, due up here for the Rams. Schmidt will come to the plate, and this one is fouled back and out of play as the rain starts to pick up here. We'll deal with a little bit of light rain. Schmidt will come with the 0-1 pitch. A little off speed, chopped back to the screen, and so quickly now Schmidt ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Pretty good little drizzle coming down now. As another strikeout for Cameron Schmidt. So he got himself in a little bit of trouble here, but that's going to be the first out of the inning on a strikeout for Cameron Schmidt. So 1 down. That'll bring up the number 8 hitter, David Arambula. Shortstop, the double his last time up. Monarchs leading 2-0. Here's the pitch from Schmidt. Runners at second and third. That's going to be a base hit into left field. That's going to score 1. Vidstum got to it quickly, but no play at home. And so a 2-run single ties our ball game as David Arambula will drive in a pair of runs. And we are all knotted up here at 2 on the RBI single by David Arambula. And so the leadoff walk followed by the double as the rain picks up a little bit here in Henderson. The walk comes back to hurt Schmidt. Here's a bunt back to the pitcher. Cameron thought about second. He'll fire over to first in time. And so with 1 down now, the go-ahead run on the sacrifice bunt by Chase Baker puts a runner out at second. And just 1 down as we work here in this 4th inning. That'll bring up Anthony Guzman, the leadoff hitter. And Schmidt will deliver with a runner out at second base. 2-2 our score. On a 2-run single here for Arambula in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Schmidt will bounce this one to the plate as the wind picks up a little bit more and the drizzle may be a little bit heavier. We know that they were dealing with rain, and in fact in a rain delay a little bit back in Le Sueur. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's a little bit south. It's a chopper right back to Hockett, the shortstop. He'll throw on into first base in time. And so that will do it as the Monarchs give up a couple of runs here, as that was the final out on a grounder to Hockett there at short. So we're all tied up here at 2 after the Rams get across a couple of runs here. We go to the top of the 5th. This is Hayes Monarchs Baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance Agents Dustin Schumacher and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Pick and Ryan Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vitstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Careful Implements, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, families serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downey Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
All knotted up here at 2 as Liam Stoltz will lead it off for the Monarchs. The first pitch from McCarra misses up in the zone, and so Stoltz, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts, does something in this at bat he hadn't done all game, and that was take the first pitch, and now he takes a second, and the count even here at 2 balls, or rather the count 2 balls and a strike to Liam Stoltz. So he's ahead here on the count, 2 balls and a strike. And will reach out and poke this one past the center fielder, out into, or past the shortstop rather, out into center field for a base hit. So Stoltz will lead off the 5th inning with a base hit, and that'll bring up Jared Vitstum, who's 2 for 2 on the day. He scored a couple of runs. That's Monarch Baseball, brought to us in part by CNR Landscaping and R&R Storage, Wolf Furniture Galleries, ASC Portables, owner Lance Armbruster, and Precision by Golf and a Bike. As Vitstum waits on the first pitch, that'll bounce up there. Good play by Elaserio behind home plate to block that one up nicely and keep the runner Stoltz on at first base after he has the leadoff single here in the 5th inning. Monarchs and Rams tied at 2 apiece. Vitstum has those 2 runs scored in the ball game. The pitch that time will miss as well, and so now Vitstum ahead here in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Wind continues to blow, but for right now it appears that the light mist and drizzle has went away for a moment here as the 2-0 delivered from McCarra is in there for a strike. Took something off of it with the off-speed pitch. Lays that in there for a strike. So Vitstum ahead here in the count. 2 balls and a strike. Monarch outfielder already with a pair of hits today. 1 pitch fouled right towards the Rams over there at down the first base line, and they wisely all kind of duck out of the way. Luckily it hit off the top of the dugout down there in the first base line. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody down to the Monarch number 2 hitter here in the 5th inning. Jared Vitstum, 2 for 2, couple of singles, couple of runs scored. Another quick check at Stoltz over at first, but he's back in time. And Albuquerque, as we get a timeout taken here at home plate. And Albuquerque will take some time to tie up his shoelaces. Monarch Baseball also brought to you in part by Kansas Land Tire of Hayes, Schwartz and Park Law at 1401 Main in downtown Hayes. Becerra set. Here he comes with the pitch. This will be pulled into right field. Coming on to make the play is Chase Kennedy for out number 1. That'll bring up the designated, or the rather first baseman Ryan Shippers with 1 down. This top half of the 5th inning, Shippers couple of RBI singles in the ball game, and now going to get a meeting at the mound here as they want to talk things over. And with a couple of RBI singles for Ryan Shippers. I think that's probably a pretty good idea, as they've been unable to get him out so far in this ball game. Hayes baseball, the Monarchs from the tournament here, the regional tournament in Minnesota, brought to us in part by Hayes Chevrolet, Discount Siding and Supply, Northwestern Printers, and Edward Jones, Daryl, Jeff, and Linda Seibel. They break up the meeting on the mound. Get our game tied here at 2 apiece. Monarchs with a second game later today, scheduled for about 1 o'clock, 1:30 I should say, in Le Sueur, but with their rain delay they were dealing with, maybe pushed back a little bit here, but again, Monarchs set to play Moose Lake, Minnesota later this afternoon. Here's the first pitch, a breaking ball that's in there for a called strike to the Monarch first baseman, Ryan Shippers. Shippers is riding a multi-hit streak heading into the postseason, had 13 straight hits, or games with a hit. So here's a ground ball and a breaking ball. This will get to the shortstop, Arambula, over to second for 1, but they don't get Shippers at first base, so just 1 down on the ground out, or rather the fielder's choice, or 2 down rather now here on the fielder's choice, as that brings up the designated hitter, Pfeiffer. Shippers on the fielder's choice. Pfeiffer, the designated hitter, 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. Also with a pop out to the second baseman. Shippers leads from first with 2 down in the inning. Breaking ball in there for a strike, and McCarra can throw that breaking ball for a strike, it seems like almost any time he wants. Gets ahead of the Monarchs designated hitter, Justin Pfeiffer. Lefty comes set, quick look over at first, another breaking ball. Just did get a piece of that, did Pfeiffer. So he fouls it back to the screen. Bounced it back there. And so he's behind McCarra, no balls and 2 strikes. All knotted up here at 2. Playing the top of the 5th. Rams got 2 across in there, half of the 4th. And that one is low. Bounced up to the plate. And so it's a ball and 2 strikes. Monarchs designated hitter Pfeiffer stands in the right-handed batter's box. Waits on the 1-2. And that one a little bit low for ball number 2 as Pfeiffer evens the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Justin can find a way to get something going here. Braden Worth puts in the on-deck circle. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. And so the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 down. Shippers will be off and running at first base. McCarra, the lefty, comes set. Takes a pick over at first. Shippers going, and he walked him. So a 2-out walk for Justin Pfeiffer. Puts runners at first and second for Braden Worth. Worth 0 for 2, grounded out to second. Back in the first inning, grounded into a double play. Back in the third inning. And ended up ending the Monarch threat. Got a timeout called at home plate, and now I think we're ready to go. Worth with runners at first and second. McCarra coming to the plate, and he delivers on a first pitch strike. Monarchs with runner on. That's second. That's Shippers who reached on the fielder's choice. And after the walk, Pfeiffer will lead from first as the pitch misses up, and so the count even at a ball and a strike to the Monarch third baseman Braden Worth. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball inside. It was 2 balls and a strike. Worth waits to get in that right-handed batter's box. Long look in for McCarra on the 2-1. This is going to be pulled down to third. And Gamboa will field and take it to the bag himself. Monarchs get a couple on. But we're still tied at 2 apiece as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This is Hayes Monarchs Baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. See broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Next Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vincent Decorating Center. Quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Cammer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Monarchs and Rams tied at 2 runs apiece. And we'll have a pitch hitter, Carlos Hernandez, to lead it off as he pitch hits for Gamboa at third. So Hernandez goes after the first pitch. He'll pull this into center. Stoltz with a long run, but makes the play out in right center field. Took a good route to get it, and so Hernandez on the very first pitch he sees from the Monarchs starter flies out further to center. And so one down here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Ulysses Verdugo. Verdugo goes after the first pitch, and he'll pull this one down the third base line, and that's going to get past Worth for a base hit. And now the Monarchs nearly throw it away. Shippers fields it over at first, throw down to the pitcher, covering at second, and they're going to get Verdugo, who was trying to go to second on the overthrow. And so the throw from Vidstum got away from the cutoff man, and it rolled to Ryan Shippers, who threw it to the pitcher, Cameron Schmidt, who was tagging, and so there's 2 out. After the single, then Verdugo was thrown out for the second out of the inning. First pitch from Schmidt to the catcher, Oliserio, misses up in the zone. And Oliserio will lift this one into center field. Stoltz a few steps to right field and will make the catch out there in the gap. And so a quick 1-2-3 inning. A little unconventional, but 1-2-3 nonetheless. And so the Monarchs will have a chance here at it in the top of the 6th. This is Hayes Monarchs Baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agents Dustin Shoemaker and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for you. Bacon Ryan Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vidstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carico Implements, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, family serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downing Nelson Oil, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
Monarchs and Rams tied at 2 apiece as we head here to the Monarch half of the 6th inning. And we'll have a new pitcher for the Rams. It'll be Joey Walls in to do the pitching as he replaces Becerra. He gives up 2 runs on 8 hits over 5 innings against the Monarchs. And so Monarchs will have Jordan Gottschalk to lead it off. Chase Romy and Ryan Reuter due up here in the inning as Walls gets a couple more
Number 99, Gamboa, returns to third base.
gets a couple more warm-up throws here. Our game brought to you in part by Clear Buildings, Representative Alex Green, Walk-In Chiropractic on Centennial Plaza in Hayes, and Jennifer Johnson, Realtor for Williams Real Estate. So So we'll be Gottschalk, Romy, and Reuter due up here for the Monarchs as we play here in the now top of the 6th inning. We're all knotted up at 2. Monarchs got a run in the first, one more in the 3rd, and they were both on RBI singles by Ryan Shippers that scored Jared Vinstum. As Walls is a right-handed pitcher for the Rams as he'll get ready to deal to Jordan Gottschalk. For the Rams, they got 2 across in their half of the 4th to tie the ball game at 2. First pitch in there is a strike from Joey Walls to Jordan Gottschalk. 1 for 2, single back in the 2nd, but was stranded. Popped out to center field back in the 4th inning. Here's the 0-1 from Walls. That one a little bit low as it bounced up there. So evens the count here at a ball and a strike. With Romy and Reuter due up, it's the 6, 7, 8 hitters for the Monarchs. So Walls, that 1-1 pitch, and Gottschalk can't catch up to that one, and so it's a ball and 2 strikes. Walls comes out firing here in this 6th inning. He's ahead of Gottschalk, a ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch, Walls missed, and so it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one just off the plate. Gottschalk evens the count here. Walls with that 2-2 pitch, and he struck him out. So Gottschalk will strike out to lead off the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Chase Romy, who's 0 for 2 for the Monarchs. He's got a couple of strikeouts in the ball game. All knotted up here at 2. It's turned out to be a pretty good battle between the Rams from Rancho Post 8 out of Las Vegas, Nevada. And the first pitch to Romy is in there for a strike. The Hayes Monarchs, the Rams 25-2 on the summer. Won the Silver Division for Nevada. And that pitch to Romy will miss low, and so it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Walls in relief for the Rams is even with the Monarch catcher, Chase Romy. 1-1 pitch from Walls is going to be fouled out of play down that right field line. See Iola warming up down there, down that left field line as they're out in the cages out there. Of course, they finished runner-up to the Monarchs in Kansas. And the 1-2 offering misses up in the zone. So it evens the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Monarch catcher, Chase Romy. Two pitch from Walls. Bounced up there, and it evens the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Or rather, runs the count full now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Iola plays the 11:30 game here today in their pool play. They're in Pool A as the Kansas runner-up. So they'll follow this one. And they get the McCook Minor South Dakota team as Romy will foul this one out of play. Kansas with a couple of teams here at this Central Plains Regional. Represented well by both the Monarchs and Iola. Leave the 3-2 pitch over again to Romy for Walls, and another foul ball. This one into the overhang over the stands behind home plate. So Romy with a good battle here. 1 down, top half of the 6th inning. Monarchs and the Rams tied at 2 games apiece. Monarchs have had their chances. Stranded 6 so far in the ball game, but just 2 runners across. From Walls in there for a strike as Romy thought it was ball 4, started to throw the bat down back to the dugout, but instead he strikes out for a 3rd time here in this ball game. That'll bring up Ryan Reuter, the number 8 hitter, the right fielder. He's 2 for 2, couple of singles. Out of infield, single back in that 4th inning, but was stranded on first. Pitch from Walls bounces up there in the zone, and so Reuter ahead here in the count. No ball, or 1 ball and no strikes. Reuter now 6 for 13 in the postseason, including today, as that one from Joey Walls bounced up there. And so 2 balls and no strikes. Monarch number 8 hitter. Reuter can find a way on here with 2 down. That'll bring up Ricky Hockett, the number 9 hitter for the Monarchs. Wall will come set here on the 2-0 pitch. And 3 balls and no strikes. Wall's got a little bit of a delay in that delivery, and now he wants to talk things over with his catcher, Alisterio. 3 balls, no strikes here to Reuter. Monarchs Legion Baseball brought to you in part by Cathodic Systems Company, classic quality body shop. You save Pharmacy of Hayes and Gibbs Auto Supply. As Reuter waits here on the 3-0 pitch from Walls with 2 down. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Just did catch the inside part of the plate. Reuter head in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. Probably taking all the way. See at the 3-1 count, decides to go after it or take as well. There's a 3-1. He's taking again, and now the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Walls has battled back here and ran the count full. Reuter's had 2 pretty good at-bats here, so he's made the pitcher work. Here's the full count from Walls, and that's going to be fouled back and out of play. Last time Reuter was up, we saw him just foul off pitch after pitch after pitch and ended up getting an infield single on the third base line, in which Gamboa couldn't throw him out over there. So we'll do it over again. Walls comes set in the 3-2, and he walked him. So Reuter will draw the walk here with 2 outs in the 6th inning, and that'll bring up Ricky Hockett. Hockett with a couple of fly balls back in the 2nd inning, flew out to left field, also flew out to center back in the 4th inning. So we'll see if Hockett can get something started here with the top of the order, and Stoltz waiting in the on-deck circle. We'll check over on Reuter. He's not going anywhere. Hockett after the first pitch. That's going to be into left field for a base hit. Just in on his hands, and he muscled it out there over the third baseman's head for a base hit. And so the Monarchs with 2 down have something going here in this 6th inning. That'll bring up the top of the order and Liam Stoltz. Liam was reached on a single in the 5th and then was thrown out on the fielder's choice for the 2nd out of the inning. So Monarchs with runners at 1st and 2nd, and that pitch to Stoltz is a little bit low as the wind begins to howl again. Luckily, haven't seen any more rain falling like we saw a little bit ago. 1-0 pitch to Stoltz is in there for a strike, and it evens the count, and a ball and a strike. 2-2 our score, top of the 6th inning. Monarchs threatening with the go-ahead runner out there at second base, Ryan Reuter. Walls will come to the plate. Stoltz reaches out. That's off the pitcher's glove, and then took an awkward hop, but a good field out there by Arambula. He'll step on second as the shortstop makes a really nice play off the grass. And the Monarchs' threat comes to an end as they strand 2 and still knotted up here at 2. This is Monarchs Baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance Agents Dustin Shoemaker and Todd Council, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, 250 units on the lot ready for you. Bacon Wright Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Vitstum Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carrico Implement, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, family serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173. Legionnaire is proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. G1 Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns. Buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. And by Downey Nelson Oil. Wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
All knotted up at 2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Monarchs and Rams knotted up in a good one. We'll see Williams, Walls, that'll be Leighton Walls, and Hedge due up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. All knotted up here at 2. So Darian Williams, Leighton Walls, and Hedge due up, and Williams goes after the first pitch he sees, and he'll drive that one into left field for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Williams. And again, leadoff man on for this Rams team. They've done that in 3 of the 6 innings now, as that'll bring up Leighton Walls, the first baseman. And again, the wind beginning to pick up as we've got a little lot of storms coming our way, as runner will lead from first. Here's a grounder, basically carbon copy for Leighton Walls as he drives it in between his third and the shortstop for a single. So back-to-back singles for the Rams. They've got runners now at first and second as Cameron Schmidt, a bit frustrated. He's given up back-to-back singles on back-to-back pitches here. And now we have Walls. This is Joey Walls, the pitcher. So he takes place of the designated hitter, Braden Hedge. So he took a quick run down to third to talk to his coach, and with nobody down and 2 on here in the bottom of the 6th, Monarchs expecting bunt, and that's what we see. Right back to the pitcher, Schmidt. He'll go to third, and they get the runner over there. Good play by Cameron Schmidt. Our angle doesn't allow us to see the umpire over there at third. For a moment, it looked like Braden pulled his foot off the bag, but he did not. And so 1 down on a good play by Cameron Schmidt. He was able to throw it to third for the first down of the inning. So now runners at first and second with 1 down, and that'll bring up Arambula. He delivered on the 2-run single back in the 4th inning. And I believe we're going to have a courtesy runner now, as Danny Ambina will run for Walls at first. Walls, of course, the pitcher. Got in on the fielder's choice. So runners at first and second, 1 down now, and Schmidt bounces the ball up there. So the count even here. The count runs 2 balls and no strikes to Arambula. Our game tied here at 2. Schmidt delivers on a big strike there, and it's 2 balls now and a strike. And the manager for the Rams will make his way to home plate to, I believe we're going to have a pitch runner. Caleb Parker will come in and run for Walls. So Parker running for Walls out there at second, trying to get some speed on the bases as Parker represents the go-ahead run out there at second. Schmidt on the 2-1 to Arambula. That's going to foul it back and out of play. So the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. A really beautiful day for baseball. A little bit cool here this morning. An off-speed pitch is cut on and missed for a nice strikeout there for Cameron Schmidt. And so now quickly 2 down here as Arambula is out in front of the breaking ball. And so after giving up back-to-back singles, Schmidt has 2 down for Chase Baker, the left fielder. Schmidt will deliver on the first pitch on a breaking ball. This is inside and low. Baker 0 for 1. And a strikeout back in the second inning. Also a sack bunt back in the fourth inning. It's the 1-0. Baker will fly this one out of play. And so evens the count here at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 down. Schmidt again trying to work out of some trouble. Has the go-ahead run out at second base after back-to-back singles to lead off the inning. He was able to erase one of those on the fielder's choice on the sacrifice bunt attempt, as this one will be fouled back and out of play again. So the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Baker's the number 9 hitter, the top of the order, and Guzman waiting if Baker can find a way on. Schmidt trying to work out of the jam. Here he comes with the 1-2 pitch. Shot in front of that. Sent a little poke around into center field. It's going to be a base hit. Here comes the runner around third. Good throw in time. And they're going to get Parker at home on the throw by Liam Stoltz out there in center field. And so the Monarchs' dangerous play continues as they dodge a bullet that time on a good throw from the outfielder Liam Stoltz. They erase the runner at home. And we go to the Monarch half of the 7th, still tied at 2. Top of the 7th next as you're listening to Hayes Monarchs Baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine in Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty, see broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at its best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Next Tech Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Windholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vitstum Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. G&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, see us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
To the top of the 7th, Monarchs and the Rams tied at 2 runs apiece. Monarchs get a fantastic play by Liam Stoltz to throw out a runner at home to end the threats in the Rams half of the 6th inning. So we'll have Jared Vinston, Ryan Shippers, and Justin Pfeiffer due up here for the Monarchs at the top of the 7th inning as they'll face Joey Walls for 2nd inning in a row. Walls was able to retire the Monarchs after they got a runner, or in fact got runners at first and second, but could not do anything with it back in the 6th inning as Vidstum goes after the first pitch, and he'll foul this one back and out of play over the backstop. Now the catcher, Serio, wants to talk it over here with Walls. Of course, this is one of 2 pool play games for the Monarchs today as they'll play Moose Lake at 1:30 this afternoon. That'll be down in LeSueur, which is only about 10 minutes away, give or take, south here of Houston. And then the 2 teams, Moose Lake and the Rams here, Las Vegas, that's cut on and missed, and the count now 0 balls and 2 strikes to Jared Vidstum. The Rams and Moose Lake will have to play each other tomorrow as their final pool game will be tomorrow. And here's a base hit. That's going to be driven into the gap into left center field. Jared Vidstum with a leadoff base hit as he rounds second, and the ball got through the gate out there. And so that's going to be a ground rule double. And the Monarchs are in business here in the top half of the 7th inning on a leadoff double for Jared Vidstum. He's been on 3 times today, has 3 hits, 3 for 4, with a couple of singles and now a double. And that'll bring up Ryan Shippers. Shippers 2 for 3, a couple of RBI singles, both times they scored. Jared Vidstum, who stands out there at second base. That was an absolute rope out there to left center field. So he's got the double. Shippers mentioned 2 for 3. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Back in the 5th inning. Couple RBI singles as Walls takes a long look at second and delivers a pitch that is a little bit low to Ryan Shippers. So Shippers with those 2 runs driven in here today. Trying to add a third as the go-ahead run, and Vitztum's out there at second base. Walls to the plate, and he bounced it up there, blocked by Eleuserio. Didn't allow Vitztum to go anywhere. 2 RBIs here for Shippers on the day, give him 31 on the summer. Now the first baseman is going to come over and have a quick talk with his pitcher. Leighton Walls is at first, and Joey Walls is the pitcher. So a quick word between those two, and we're ready to go here on the 2-0 pitch. Now Eleuserio is going to go ahead and intentionally walk Ryan Shippers. So after Ryan with a couple of RBI singles drove in the game's first 2 runs, and Walls falls behind 2 balls and no strikes, Shippers is going to earn a free pass on the intentional walk. So now the Monarchs will have runners at first and second with nobody down in the top of the 7th inning for Justin Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer, the designated hitter, 0 for 2 with a walk, grounded out to, or rather popped out to second, also grounded into a fielder's choice back in the first inning. So runners at first and second, nobody down. Wall's first pitch to Pfeiffer up in the zone, and he couldn't catch up with it, and so he falls behind here, no balls and a strike. Pfeiffer with Worth in the on-deck circle. Pfeiffer, the go-ahead run out there at second. Trying to get something started here for the Monarchs in the top of the 7th, knotted up at 2. Now he's going to square around. He couldn't get the bunt down, as that one will bounce up and over the screen. And so now Pfeiffer's in a situation where he's behind 0-2. Needs to choke up and try and get something in play so he can move that runner Vitztum out there at second along and stay out of the double play. There's a lead from first and second in the 0-2 pitch to Pfeiffer, and he bounced it up there. So ball and 2 strikes now. The Monarchs and Rams tied at 2 apiece here. Pfeiffer will wait on the 1-2 pitch from Walls. Comes set. Now he'll come home, and that one misses up, and so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes as Walls upset with himself out there. Now a good chance here for Justin Pfeiffer. Was 6 of 10 in the AA state tournament. Trying to get something started here in this regional, and he'll foul this one out of play down the right field line. Monarchs with Vitztum out there at second, leadoff double. And after an intentional walk to Ryan Shippers, he's on at first. Here comes the pitch. Pfeiffer will fly this one to right field. Long run for the right fielder to get it. It's going to get down for a base hit. Vitztum didn't get a great jump, but it's all the way to the wall. Here comes a go-ahead run as Vitztum will come in and score, and Shippers stops at third on the RBI double for Justin Pfeiffer, and the Monarchs retake the lead. So Justin Pfeiffer delivers, and the Monarchs lead 3-2 as Vitztum go lanky. Rare. He had to wait to make sure the right fielder didn't come up with that ball, and then he gave it all he had coming around third and was able to come in and score. And just like that, the Monarchs lead 3-2 as Braden Worth comes to the plate with runners at second and third, and now the Rams will bring the runners in. First pitch from Walls, a little bit low and away, and so Braden Worth, who is 0 for 3 in the ball game, ahead here of Walls, 1 ball and no strikes. Walls comes set, 1-0 pitch. It's going to be on there. Nope, they call it a ball. Pretty good pitch that time from Walls, but Worth now ahead here in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Monarchs leading 3-2. They've got runners at second and third, and still nobody out there half of the 7th. Worth waits on that pitch, and it's in there for a strike. So Joey Walls battles back here for the Rams And now it's a 2-1 count. Good hitters count here for Worth. Here comes the 2-1 from Walls. Worth's going to drive that one into the gap in right center field. It's down for a base hit. Here comes Shippers. Rounding third is Pfeiffer. Throw into second is not in time, and Pfeiffer will score. So the Monarchs come through. They've scored 3 in their half of the 7th. And build on their lead and lead 5-2 after the 2-run double for Braden Worth. So the Monarchs with nobody down here in their half of the 7th, and Jordan Gottschalk is up next as the clouds begin to darken a little bit here to our south, and we again deal a little bit of wind here. Monarchs with 3 across in their half of the 7th and lead 5-2. Jordan Gottschalk is up next. Gottschalk 1 for 3 in the ball game. And we're going to have a meeting at the mound as Eleuterio and Walls couldn't get on the same page. Quick meeting there. Braden Worth on at second after the 2-run double. And that came after the RBI single for Justin Pfeiffer, who gave the Monarchs the lead. They've since added 2. As Walls come to the plate, Gottschalk waits, and that is off-speed pitch that misses high and inside. It's all started on the Jared Vidstum leadoff double. Intentional walk to Ryan Shippers. Vidstum came in to score on the Pfeiffer double. Shippers and Pfeiffer both came in to score on the Worth double. There's a pitch from Walls. It's in there for a strike, and the count now even to Jordan Gottschalk. Out of ball and a strike. Gottschalk struck out back in the 6th. Flew out in the 4th to center field and has the leadoff double back in that 1st. He'll pop this one up, and it's going to get out of play. Back behind the dugout for the Rams. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the Monarchs with 3 across in their half of the 7th and lead 5-2. Heading off its second is Braden Worth as that pitch to Gottschalk bounced up there. And so it now has Gottschalk ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Walsh checks on Worth at second and then bounces that pitch up there. So Gottschalk has worked this count now to 3 balls and 2 strikes. With still nobody down in the Monarch half of the 7th inning. Walls peeks on Worth at second. Gottschalk going after the first pitch. He'll lift this one into right center field, and it's gone. It's a 2-run shot by Jordan Gottschalk, and the Monarchs have now played at 5 in their half of the 7th inning, and that ball just kept carrying out there into right center field, and Jordan Gottschalk hits his first home run of the summer as he's mobbed by the Monarchs at home plate. And that may be it for Joey Walls as we get a meeting at the mound after a 2-run home run by Jordan Gottschalk. So the Monarchs now build on their lead. They've scored 5 in their half of the inning, and we do have a pitching change. So we'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back and tell you about the new pitcher. The Monarchs played 5 in their half of the inning and now lead at 7-2. This is Monarch Baseball.
This Hayes Monarchs broadcast is brought to you by Auto Collision Specialist, Auto Body Repair, and more. CarZone on the corner of 13th and Vine and Hayes, or online at carzoneks.com. Coldwell Banker Executive Realty. See broker owner Patty Stoll, where your next home begins. Hayes Planing Mill, custom cabinets and woodworking at the best. Advanced Property Management, homes and apartments for all price ranges. Lifetime Dental Care, your premier dentist in Hayes. Next Time Wireless, are you ready for something different? Aflac, see Agent Dave Winholz about claims in just a day. Carpet One of Hayes and Vidstum Decorating Center, quality, service, selection, and value for over 70 years. McDonald's of Hayes, we're loving it. D&L Tire and Automotive, proud to serve and support local teams. Kennemer Orthodontics, creating healthy, beautiful smiles. James Motor Company, See us for your perfect car, truck, van, or SUV. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Monarchs with 5 across so far in their half of the 7th, and the new pitcher will be Danny Abina for the Rams for post 8. Abina came in and ran a little bit ago, so he'll be the new pitcher, and we've got a new hitter as well. Jared Rack will be the pitcher for Chase Romy. Monarchs score 5 in their half of the 7th. They get a leadoff single by Jared Vitztum, and then a intentional walk given up to Ryan Shippers, put runners at first and second for Justin Pfeiffer, who delivered an RBI single, or an RBI double, rather, that scored Vitztum. That put the Monarchs up 3-2. They would add 2 more on the 2-run double by Braden Worth. Then Jordan Gottschalk with his first home run of the summer, as the couple of Monarch kids out there looking for that home run ball for Gottschalk. Want to get that one back, as Mbina will deliver the first pitch on a ball to Jared Rack, making his first appearance here. And 205 on the summer. He did not play in the AA state tournament, as Jared waits on the 1-0 pitch from Mbina, and that's in there for a strike. So Rack will hit for Chase Romy. Chase was 0 for 3 with a couple, or rather with 3 strikeouts. As Mbina into the windup, the righty delivers on a pitch that was in the dirt, but cut on and missed by Rack. And so Jared will fall behind here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody down in the Monarch half of the 7th, and that's the biggest thing for the Monarchs, is they played it all 5 runs without retiring and out. Breaking ball called strike 3. So 1 down now as Rack strikes out. And that'll bring up Ryan Reuter, the right fielder, with 1 down. Reuter 2 for 2, has a couple of singles, walked back in that 6th inning. Abina will come to the plate, and a Rack on a little check swing will roll it back to the pitcher, Abina. Shovel it over to first for out number 2. So 2 down here in the top half of the 7th. And that will bring up the number 9 hitter, Ricky Hockett, for the Hayes Monarchs. Hockett 1 for 3. Reached on a single back in the 6th inning. Couple fly outs, 1 back in the 2nd, 1 back in the 4th as well. And the pitch to Hockett bounces up there. And so Hockett ahead of Abina here on the count. 1 ball and no strikes. So 2 down in the inning. Abina righty into the windup. Pitch to Hockett. And Ricky fouls this one as it just got a piece of it, and then it rolled into fair territory, but they'll say it hit and foul, so it'll be a foul ball, and so it's a ball and a strike. The number 9 hitter for the Monarchs, Ricky Hockett. He's the 8th hitter the Monarchs have sent to the plate in this inning. Being to the plate, 1-2, breaking ball is in there for a strike. Rather, it's 1 and 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Abina. Breaking ball, cut on and missed. It was dropped, but Alessirio will just throw it on to first. They will eventually touch first base. That's going to do it for our 7th inning. Monarchs, though, played 5. They lead 7-2. Last chance for the Rams. Up next, this is Hayes Monarchs Baseball.
Hayes Monarchs Baseball is brought to you by Romy Real Estate, the source for commercial investment and residential properties. Go Monarchs! Northwestern Printers, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs on a job well done. Shelter Insurance agent Dustin Shoemaker and Todd Keller, proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. Auto World, over 250 units on the lot ready for use. Bacon Run Appraising Services, a leading provider of appraisals. Messenger, gifts and spiritual nourishment for all occasions. Walmart, save money, live better. Custom Commercial Flooring, wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck. Carico Implements, selling a full line of John Deere parts and equipment. Hayes Memorial Chapel, family serving families, congratulating the Hayes Monarchs. American Legion Post 173, Legionnaires proud to support the Hayes Monarchs. GY Electric for all of your oil field electric needs. Hayes City Gold, Silver, and Guns, buying and selling gold, silver, guns, and other collectibles. and by Downing Nelson Oil. Wishing the Hayes Monarchs good luck.
I need to put my jacket on, but I'm afraid.
Off the bottom of the 7th for the Rams to the 27th.
Monarchs with 5 across in their half of the 7th. Lead now 7-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. As Cameron Schmidt back out there for the Monarchs, trying to shut the door. It'll be Guzman, Hernandez, and Verdugo up for this Rams team as the breaking ball drops in there for a strike for Cameron Schmidt. He's went the distance, giving up just a pair of runs on 7 hits. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That'll be grounded to Hockett at short. Ricky throws on to first in time, and there's one down here. So the Monarchs a couple outs away from picking up their first win here in pool play at this Central Plains Regional.
For the Rams, number 99, Jimmy Gamboa.
Jimmy Gamboa due up. He was ran for by Hernandez back in the 5th inning. And so Gamboa will come back into the ball game to hit here at the third baseman. The first pitch bounced up there from Schmidt. So Cameron falls behind, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch that's grounded, but that's going to be fouled on the first base line by Gamboa. So it evens the count here at a ball and a strike. Schmidt's given up those 7 hits, but just 2 runs and stranded 7 as well. He's worked out of some trouble, including back in the 6th inning when the Rams had runners at second and third, but he was able to get 3 in a row out as a breaking ball catches the outside part of the plate. Pretty good curveball in there for Cameron Schmidt, and he's ahead here in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 down. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll miss away, and so it evens the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schmidt out of the windup on a 2-2 pitch. Another breaking ball. That'll miss away. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Monarchs leading 7-2. The full count pitch here to Gamboa. That's going to be tied back and out of play. Back and over us here. So he's set down the third base line. Just a little bit to the left of home plate. So we'll redo the 3-2 pitch. Here it comes from Schmidt, and it's going to be grounded to Shippers at first. Got it on the in-between hop, and the shovel on to Schmidt at first. The pitcher covering, and there's quickly 2 down here in the inning. So the Rams down to their final out here, and it will be Ulysses Verdugo. As Verdugo reached on a single back in the 5th inning, but was thrown out as Schmidt will bounce that one back in a play in which he lined it into left field. The throw back into the infield missed the cutoff man from Vidstum, and Verdugo took off for second, but it rolled right to Brian Shippers, who threw it to the pitcher covering at second. Here's a ground ball to Gottschalk at second. This could do it. The throw on in time, and the Monarchs are going to pick up the victory. They're going to win 7-2. And that means they are 1-0 in home play, or here in pool play. And so they pick up a 7-2 victory, which means the Monarchs have a leg up here in pool play. They will play Moose Lake up in, or down rather, in the sewer. The Minnesota Outlaws will be their next opponent. That will be again at 1:30 here this afternoon. And again, that will be a little bit later on here, and we'll have that one for you as well. So the Monarchs come through and pick up the victory. It's 7-2. Monarchs get a run across in the first, 1 more in the third, and then explode for 5 in the top of the 7th inning, and to pick up the victory, highlighted by that run-scoring single, or rather run-scoring double by Justin Pfeiffer. That proved the eventual what would be game-winning run, and a 2-run home run in the inning by Gottschalk lifts the Monarchs to the 7-2 victory. And so again, the Monarchs will get Moose Lake in the next game, which will be about 1:30 here this afternoon. So the Monarchs improved to 28-7 on the year, and the Rams out of Las Vegas fall to 25-3. So the Monarchs 1-0 in pool play, as they will play again this afternoon against Moose Lake. It's the Outlaws Again, that will be in source. So the Monarchs winner here this morning, 7-2. This is Hayes Monarchs baseball.